Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today I have a clearly besotted card video for you. But before we got onto the card, I thought I would actually just give you a quick look at the goodies that I had ordered from them in its entirety, because I thought it'd be fun for you to see the haul. Well, first of all, it comes in this gorgeous little bag. Actually, it came in a couple of little bags, which I thought was really cute, and it just makes it kind of like a present, which is really nice. And I got a few different items, so I thought it would be nice just to let you take a peek with me. So starting off, we have this gorgeous cheeky monkey set, really cute little images. So we're going to go quite quick because I want the video to be mostly about the actual project, but I just thought I'd have a quick share with you on these. So this one is some really fun sentiments, and this is their Laugh Out Loud Again set. So it says things like smile while you still have teeth, which I think is kind of funny. Then we've got Rainy Day Play, and this is the set that I'm actually going to be using for the project. Isn't it adorable? I love those little hippos. Then we've got the Budgie Buddies. Yes, I thought I'd done it the wrong way around. Now, all of these, as far as I know, I think all of these sets will come with their own dies as well. And then we've got cute cubs. I love that. Look at him. And look at his little paw. Too adorable. Then we've got Silly Sausage. I really like this. I think that's so cute. Look, I've been a silly sausage. So that's really adorable. Then the last set I got was actually not the last set, the last kind of critter set was this Fairy Tale Unicorns, which again, I very nearly used these for my card today, but I shall do something with these later on. But I just thought this was really nice, and I could see, because there was also this background, which is Picture It Fairy Tale, you're definitely going to put your little unicorns on top of that background. So in order to make that simpler, to have some dies, so that's what I've got. Now you can see they're put together with these little metal bits between to hold them in place, so you do need to snip those out. So that's those. So I thought one more thing that I got, and this was the last thing, and it came in this little package here, and that is the Raindrops Falling stencil. And we're going to be using that as well today. Okay, so I've got a piece of Copic cardstock here that is 7 by 5. I just cut that so that it helps me position them, but it will probably need to be just a little bit smaller than that, because this is going to mat onto the front of a 7 by 5 card, but it's just easier to start off with the exact size. And then we're going to be using these guys here, and we're going to be having him, oh no, that's wrong, him, and him, and obviously some puddles and things. So let's get stamping. So I've already stamped and cut round some masks just on some scratch paper. So actually I want to stamp this middle guy first, but in order to position him correctly, I need to just see where this one is, because I want him holding hands, but because he's behind, he needs to go down first because he's in front, and then we can mask him off. Okay, so let's start with him and hope it works. Now, because I'm going to be using Copics to colour, I want to use my Memento, because that doesn't move with the alcohol inks once it's completely dry. So, and I'm using Tuxedo Black. There we go. So now we want to line up this chap, and I want him. Do you know, I'm going to move that over very slightly. Okay, so that's in the correct position. So I'm just going to grab it on my stamp platform there, and then I'm going to get my little mask. Make sure we get all of that this time. Perfect. And I'm not going to remove my mask yet, because I still need it, I think, for the other side. So we'll pop him here. Oh yeah, look, if we move this one over just a little bit more, then I can take a bit more off that side here, so that I can take just a smidge off to make it layer on. So now we want some puddles, So we've got 2 puddles here. So I'm going to grab this one first, and I want the circles of where he's stamping his foot at the back there, so that the rings of the puddle are coming from his foot. Stamp that down. And then I want to put a little mask on this chap, and I want to put this stamp there again. There we go. And then I better put the mask on this little chap as well, and then I want to use the other puddle for him. There we go. And then on here is also some cute little, there's also some raindrops, which I don't need because I've got the mask but I'm going to use for that, but we've got, look, little splashes. We've got one, oh, I think that's a raindrop actually, but maybe not. 1, 2, and I probably will make use of that one as well. There we go. Okay, so that's all the stamping done. So we're just going to peel my little masks off. So that's that stamped. So the next job is to colour these in. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is colour in our little hippos. So I'm going to start off with the hippos themselves. So I'm going to be using my Copic markers for this. I've got my, actually I'll put a list on the blog post. It's so much easier than trying to go through all the colours here. So if you want to see the colours that I've used, I will put them, as I say, on the blog post. To find that, you go to the link that's below this video. So it says show more in the paragraph. You click on that, it opens up that paragraph, and then you'll find the link to the corresponding blog post.
It's all because, well, sadly it is you. Oh, what's the deal with time and all its fancy tricks? It's not like I haven't tried, but it's all together oh so quick. I just have to get over it. It's not so bad once I try, I'm sure. That's what they say. That's what I've heard. Hello, change. Maybe it's not so bad as I make it seem. Maybe I'm just classified as some sort of dramatic queen. Maybe I'm just worked up. Maybe I need a checkup. Maybe I'll be better off if I close my eyes with some sleep. Whoa, I'll just have to get over it. It's not so bad once I try, I'm sure. That's what they say. That's what I've heard. Hello, change. just fine the way I am. And maybe my coffee's cold, and maybe I'm too old to ride the swings at the fair. But what's stopping me from doing what I please? If I want to, I'll ride the kiddie swings. Sometimes you have to grow up, even if it's just for a day at a time, or a Saturday ride. Sometimes trees get taller, we watch and admire as little boys turn into men behind our backs, moving too fast, the world spins. And maybe goodbyes are hard, well, at least we know what they are, and we were warned before. Well, maybe warnings don't work, and maybe I had to see for myself. Oh, but what's stopping me from being so naive? A broken heart once loved wholeheartedly. Sometimes you have to grow up, even if it's just for a day at a time, or a Saturday ride. Sometimes trees get taller, we watch and admire as little boys turn into men behind our backs, moving too fast. What's a heartbeat, what's a life without a breath of unsureness? What's a situation without people being there? What's a day, what's a year without a chance to guess, a surprise? 'Cause behind our backs, I'm moving too fast, whether you want it to or not. Behind our backs, I'm moving too fast, the world spins. He likes the sunny side, she likes the shady. Diner every day, 8 in the morning. Dear, they're in their 70s. That could be you and me. Have you ever pictured us in the future? Is this too much, or have you ever wondered? Look at me, come on, let's dream. I wanna share my socks with you, I wanna cook pancakes too, and all of a sudden we're inspired to write a song on the kitchen counter. You, oh, I see you in my thoughts and in my dreams. I hope that you see me too. You, oh, you're still teaching me guitar. Oh, baby, you can do it, and I complain that it's too high. You know the times when we're stopped at the red lights, I say a random name and you ask if it's for my child, the little girl with the curls. You smile and laugh at me, say the name's a little too quirky, but it's fine, we've got the time. Oh darling, how did I get you? Oh, I see you in my thoughts and in my dreams. I hope that you see me too. You, and you're still teaching me guitar. Oh baby, you can do it, and complain that it's too hard. Oh, we're taking road trips in the car just to get away, to see a brand new place. He likes the sunny side, she likes the shady. Diner every day, 8 in the morning. Dear, they're in their 70s. That could be you and me.
Okay, colouring all done. It is time to make use of our raindrop mask. So I'm just checking that it's the right way up. Then I'm going to stick that down using the tape. I'm leaving the masks and the horizon, shall we call it, as it was before, and then I've stuck that mask down using some of the tape, and I'm just using this gorgeous Aurora Sparkle texture paste from Creative Expressions, or Cosmic Shimmer, I guess, really technically, and I'm popping that on. I'm using a palette knife here. I like to use a metal palette knife. I don't like using the plastic ones. They obviously are plastic, you have to reuse them, so I prefer to use a metal palette knife. Then you'll notice that when I put it on, I scraped it on reasonably thick, and then I also kind of patted at it, and that's because I wanted this to be quite thick and actually to make use of the texture paste and give it some different texture in the raindrops. And you'll see that when I pick it up at the end. You won't see it at this point because obviously you can't really see it so much here. So now I'm taking off my horizon, but there is obviously some spare texture paste on the little hippos on their masks and also down the side here, so I wanted to add a little bit of thinner sparkle just scraped across the ground there. It was meant to make it look more like an icy morning. I thought that was sort of, it looked more like kind of sleety snow because of the type of texture paste I used. I guess you could use something completely different to give her a different look. You could probably use a coloured one. Texture paste, they come in all sorts of colours, so you could change it up quite a lot by doing that differently. I then decided that since that's got to sit and dry, the texture paste, I may as well do all of the things that need drying in one go. So I used my gorgeous crystal clear Nouveau drops and just made my puddles puddly with the sort of beautiful crystal clear going over the top of that and the little ice drops. Now obviously I'm being a bit careful at the moment because it's all still wet, but I just wanted to give you a rough idea of what it looks like. Okay, so here it is all dry. I think in life you'll see it better than probably on the camera because the lights are slightly getting white out on the background, but you can just hopefully see the blue showing through. You can see that it's gorgeous sparkly raindrops there, and hopefully if I turn it to the side you can just see how nice and thick I got the dimension there. I didn't scrape it like super thin. And then we've got the puddles done, and then with some of the excess, as you saw, I put that around the bottom there. And I've got here a card base that is 5 by 7, and I've cut a couple of pieces of this pale blue cardstock. This is just from my stash. I don't think it's any particular brand that I know of. So I've done a piece for the inside, which is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 or thereabouts. It's not like perfect match exact, it's just I wanted a small white border on all 4 sides, so that's how I cut it to be. So I've done one for the inside because again I just think it adds a bit of, just a little bit of something on the inside. And then I've got this one for the outside because again I think for the colour it just adds that icy sort of feel with that lovely kind of cool blue. So that's for the front. It also, by adding this to the inside, it just adds that bit of extra weight to the back, because as I've said a number of times, in my opinion, when you're doing a number of layers on the front, even if you've got the really good quality cardstock as your card base, when you add those extra layers to the front, that becomes really thick and heavy and like really like that kind of luxury feel that you get from weight being added to it. And so when you then have that comparison, even though it is a good card base, by the time you've added it on the front, the back starts to then feel really floppy and weak, and it makes it feel a poor quality. So just by adding that extra layer, you just add that bit extra weight as well, so that works really well for that reason as well. So then all I want to do is just add that to the front, and then I'm just going to carefully add some tape to the back. And you could use wet glue, but because this has got slightly distorted, I wanted to use some sort of tape. And essentially this isn't a heavy piece on the front, it's really just colouring, and there's not very much weight to the texture paste. So I think that there'll be more than enough stick to this tape pen to hold it down, and being a dry glue, it will stop that distortion straight away, whereas wet glue is a bit more difficult because you have to keep pressing it down. Okay, so I've got a bit of cardstock, a little bit of scrap from the same card that I made the card base, so we're going to stamp the look for rainbows on that. And I'm going to poke it in the middle, which is probably wasteful, but I'm not quite sure where I want the die cutting to be. So I want wishing you brighter days. Okay, and then again using my VersaFine. Oh, perfect, as it happens. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to use these Sue Wilson Frames and Tags Stitched Flags, and I'm going to take this one here because I think that's the only one that's going to be any good for this particular sentiment, so I think the rest are going to be too big. And then I'm going to die cut that out, and I'm going to take it to about there, so it's pretty into the point, and pop that through. Whoops. There we go. So because of all the crystal glitter down there from the texture paste, I feel that we need to use my glue gel to stick that down. If I used foam tape or whatever, unless I put some pieces on the back of the foam tape, then it's just not going to work very well. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to mark where it needs to be cut. Normally I would put it on and then cut it, but because it's going to be this wet glue and it's going to be 3D'd, obviously, because that's why we're using that, then it will be harder to cut it once it's in place. So there we go. Now I think that the first thing I'm going to do before that is to put this twine around, because to try and put the twine on after I've done the wet glue is going to be a pain. So I want to wrap it around. I've done a single knot, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to pop it underneath the other string there, so that it will attach to the other one and hold itself against the one, you know, not against the other one as well, so that will give a good effect. And then I'm going to do another knot just so it's absolutely secure. And then a little bow. We've got a very big loop there, so I'm just going to pull that a bit tighter. Then hold the knot, pull the little end to shorten the bow. If you hold the knot, it keeps it tight, and also theoretically if you hold it tight enough it should stop it twisting. And then we're going to just get the tails a bit shorter, like so. So that's our little bow, and you can see with the two there, it's just, I've slightly separated it top and bottom. I think that looks really good, and I'm pretty low on this one. I need to get a new pot, I think. There we go, so we got a nice big blob along the back. Now, I'm always quite generous with these glues. It seems to me the last thing I want is for my cards to arrive wherever and the sentiment where that's 3D'd gets squashed in the middle because you've only done a little dot each end or something. I don't personally like that. Obviously, it's up to you. For the sake of a bit of extra glue, I think it's always worth doing. But obviously some people, well, quite a lot of people always say, oh my gosh, you use so much. It looks quite thick. But again, when you give it a bit of a squish, it will settle. So don't worry too much. And also, I do still want height on this. So just popping it down under the string, but I may change that in a minute. But I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I want the string underneath. It didn't quite work on top. And then just making sure that it's down flat, you know, because with the glue gel you can press down one side more than the other or something and you'll end up with it slightly wonky. There, that look good, and you can see there's no nasty white foam, so it looks all good. Is our sentiment done on the outside? So we've got look for rainbows, and then on the inside we've got wishing you brighter days. Okay, so here it is all done. Isn't it adorable? So I really like how it is quite a crafty card in that it's got lots of techniques. In many ways it's quite simplistic to look at, but for us crafters it's got the techniques of obviously the colouring, the inking, the background, the texture paste, die cutting, etc, etc. So there's quite a few different crafty techniques in this, and that was fun to do. I think it's turned out really, really well. I love the stamps. I think it came out really pretty, and I think the sentiment was perfect. Just a happy coincidence that I happened to do rainbow umbrellas. I just was really enjoying doing the colours, so that worked out well. So I hope you've enjoyed making this card with me. If you are here on YouTube, do go on across to the blog post. You will find the link in the paragraph below the video where it says show more. Click on that and it will open up and you'll find the link there to take you to the blog post. It will have on there loads of photos of this finished card, as well as obviously the video itself, this video, but loads of photos. I always go crazy for photos. It will also have the list of colours used as promised, and also it will have links to the products used in this video as well. And also, if you're new to me, or if you just haven't been over to my website before, or you go on over but you haven't yet subscribed, I'd love it if you would subscribe to the website. It's really easy. You'll see that at the top of the page and you just fill in the details, and all I send you from that is every time I post a video you will get an email, so you will get direct instant notification. As soon as the video is posted, you will get an email in your inbox telling you about it, and it will link you straight through to it. And that is it. I don't send you any junk, I don't do anything like that, and it doesn't get used for anybody else. It is literally totally private and it's only used for that purpose. So I'd love it if you signed up so that you could keep up to date with me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.
Like every night.